Evelyn Hart didn't believe in monsters, but she made a living telling stories about them. Her voice, calm, dark, and intimate, had earned her horror podcast at Dreadline more than 500,000 subscribers. Every Friday at midnight, she released a new listener-submitted horror story, often anonymously sent to her P.O. box or email. They were disturbing, brilliant, sometimes amateurish, but always captivating. She curated, narrated, and occasionally edited them. She had rules, though. No true crime, no stories with real names, and absolutely no one knew where she lived. Until now. The envelope came without warning. No stamp, no sender. Just a plain manila envelope left at the edge of her porch in the early hours of the morning. It was damp with dew, but neatly sealed. Inside were 5 pages, typed on thick aged paper. The title at the top, The Sound Beneath the Dirt. The story was short, brutal. It told of a woman who killed a man in a fit of quiet rage, not with passion, but calculation. She buried him beneath the porch of her farmhouse and sealed the boards above him, but he hadn't died immediately. The story lingered on the sounds he made, scratching, groaning, whispering things from under the dirt. Evelyn read it twice. It was too specific, too visceral, the kind of writing that didn't feel made up. And the tone, matter-of-fact, almost bored, showed her more than the subject matter. Still, it was good content, and her Friday deadline was looming. That night, she recorded it in one take. Her studio was a small, soundproof room in the corner of her old New Hampshire house. No crew. Just her, a mic, a few candles for atmosphere. The sound of wind against the window helped. She leaned into the microphone and spoke as if she were the woman in the story. Her voice dropped an octave when she read the last line. And even now I can hear him, just beneath the floor. She uploaded the episode at 11:59 p.m. and scheduled it to go live at midnight. By morning, the episode had already passed 20,000 listens. But one comment stood out. It was posted by a user named Buried Alive 77, time-stamped at exactly 12:04 a.m. just after the episode went live. You told it wrong. He wasn't dead when she buried him. Chills crawled up Evelyn's spine. She blinked, refreshed the page. The comment was gone. She checked the email inbox for the dread line. No messages from that username. No submission records. Just one new draft in her website dashboard. Unpublished. Untitled. She opened it. There was nothing in the body of the post. Just one line in the title field. He's still there. She assumed it was a prank, or the well-executed fan submission. Some listeners loved blurring the line between real and fake, and honestly, she encouraged that aesthetic. But that night, things changed. Around 2 a.m., she heard something beneath her floor. A soft, dragging sound. Then, 3 knocks, slow, measured, from below her studio. She froze, waited, then it stopped. The next morning, she went outside and found footprints in the frost-covered grass, muddy, bare footprints leading from the road to her porch and back. 3 days later, Evelyn's episodes picked up by a small-town detective in Vermont. He wasn't a podcast listener, but his niece was. She had forwarded him the episode, jokingly saying, "This sounds like that case you talked about. Remember the missing guy from Northfield?" He remembered. In 1997, a man named Gavin Reese went missing. His girlfriend at the time said he'd left after a fight. The house they lived in, her grandparents' old place, was never searched thoroughly. She moved away a year later. No body, no clues. Cold case. Until now. Because everything in the podcast episode, the porch, the farm, the fight, it all matched. Too closely. The detective contacted Evelyn, asked her where she got the story. She told him it was a submission, anonymous, hand-delivered. She offered to send a photo of the pages, but when she went to retrieve them, they were gone. The envelope, the printout, vanished from her drawer. The detective was patient but skeptical. Then 2 days later, he called again. They had opened the porch and found bones. The bones were old, at least 2 decades, but the coroner found signs of trauma. Blunt force to the skull. The jaw had been broken post-mortem. The wrists snapped, as if he had been trying to claw his way out. The man from the story, Gavin Reese, was real, and now the story she read was being treated as a confession. You might want to get a lawyer, the detective said. I didn't write it, she whispered. She didn't sleep that night. Every creak of the floor sounded like movement. Around 3:17 a.m., she swore she heard her own voice whispering from the hallway. Why did you bury him alive? The next Friday, her podcast updated again. Another story, another recording. She didn't upload it, didn't write it, but it was in her voice. Calm, collected, describing the story of a woman haunted by voices, haunted by shadows, visited by something that looked like a man but with no mouth. The story ended with the woman being dragged into the ground. Evelyn screamed, pulled the episode offline, but another user had already downloaded it and posted it to a horror forum. It went viral. Creepiest thing I've ever heard. Sounds real. Who is Evelyn Hart really? That night, someone rang her doorbell at 1:11 a.m. She looked through the peephole. No one was there. But taped to the glass was another story. Just a single line. You die in the last episode.